Hey guys, here to review Esophagus, Awakening of a New Icon. And apologize if I said the band's name wrong. Now for those of you who don't know who Esophagus are, they're a 5-piece slam death metal band. And they put out this EP thing around last year, and I really didn't get a chance to pick it up until recently of this year when I went through my next order. I got this on Severed Records, and I really wish I would have got this last year because this is a very, very great EP for slam death metal. It's got a lot of unique stuff into it. It's not just a boring, same old slam death metal that you hear all the time, but it does got those elements in there as well. So let's get into the review. Now, vocals. Vocals on this album, there are two vocalists. There is one who does growls and low, deep gutturals, and then there's one who just does plain old gutturals that you hear in plain old slam death metal all the time. Now, really what this reminded me a lot of was Blunt Force Trauma, and I'd like to say that these guys are not anything like that. The vocalist who does the growls is a deep, low, nasty gutturalist. Has very deep, very well pronunciated, but not to the point where you can understand every word he's saying, which is good because I don't like understanding what people are saying in brutal death metal. And then you have a gutturalist, and he does plain old just gutturals, from the pig squealish high pig squeal gutturals to the average low deep gutturals. And that's a really good mix, and it keeps the vocal catches on this album very, very pick you up. Really, the vocals what caught me in the minute it's set place in the album. The first song, Awakening of a New Icon, it just goes awakening, and you can hear the deeper vocalist say it, and it's just brutal, it's heavy, and the instrumental set in, and it's great. Now, okay, so for you slam death metal fans who, when it comes to instrumentals, like the speed up, go fast, and then drop you into a slam, and then speed up and go fast and drop you into a slam again, if you like that style, and that's the only style you like with slam death metal, go away from this album. This album is not for you, I'm telling you right now. This album is straight up, chuggish and slow, slamming and powerful. And that actually is one of the aspects I like the most about the instrumentals. They do speed up a little bit, but not to the point where, such as Amputated, they really speed up and then they go into the slam, they slow down. They're not as fast as Amputated or Blunt Force Trauma. They're at a medium paced speed, and it's really working well for them. It makes the slams more powerful, more heavy in a sense, and it's really a lot more brutal in my opinion. But if you're the person who needs speed, like you absolutely need speed to listen to slam death metal, not the album for you. Go look at a brutal death metal band. But, instrumentals on this album are great. Guitar riffing on this album really ranges from average brutal death metal and slam death metal to technical guitar riffs. And the technical guitar riffs and the brutal and slam death metal mix of the riffs is really, really catchy. When it comes to those slow parts and when it starts to speed up a little bit, you can really hear the guitar sweeping or the chords being played really well. Very acute and executed just great. Guitar riffing on this album, absolutely fantastic. Probably what makes this album stand out for me the most is the guitars and the vocals, and it's really a tie between the two because they're just so good. Now, bass. Now, bass on this album, I really had to strain my ears to hear. I couldn't, just hear it right off the bat. I really had to close my eyes and really just try to sort through all the drums, the vocals, and the guitar riffs. I really had to sort through all of that to find the bass. And the bass, really throughout this album, it either just follows the guitars or it goes to a more fast pace. And you can really hear the bass taking off in some points and then the bass slowing down again. And that's really, really cool because, bass you really don't hear that much in death metal, but in this you can hear it to an extent if you guys really try to listen to it. Bass is played well, nothing wrong with it, love bass. Drums. Drumming on this album is the trash can style drumming, or for those of you who don't know what trash can style drumming is, Alienation Mental is a big band, was a big band that had that style of drumming, that trash can style drumming. It's really the best way to explain it to you guys. And it's really, it's not as fast as Alienation Mental. It's a lot more slower, and it's a lot more melodic as well. He mixes the trash can style drumming and the normal style drumming. Both styles work well on this album, but in my opinion, when you're using the trash can style drumming, you really, really shouldn't be using it when it's a medium paced song. Maybe it's just my opinion, but I like to hear the trash can style drumming when it's going really, really fast, going brutal. Like Alienation Mental, when they were death grind and all that, just really heavy, fast paced, is getting really into the song, and then that trash can style drumming sets in, that's what I like. But it did work well on this album. Drums are very catchy as well. But, you know, I think they should have really stuck to the more average style of drumming, not the trash can style. But, my opinion. But yeah, all in all, great EP here. Nothing I would pass up. If you guys are into blunt force trauma, I would suggest you guys to check out the Esophagus. You know, the vocalists are not the same or anything like that. The riffing is really the same. You know, this band in general really reminds me of Blunt Force Trauma in a way, because the two vocalist factor and the slams are heavy and the vocals are catchy, the guitar riffs are catchy, the bass is catchy. You know, really everything on this album, for being a slam death metal album, is really catchy, really heavy, really just brutal and in your face throughout the whole time. So if you guys enjoy, you know, Blunt Force Trauma, if you've ever heard of them, Esophagus, and yeah, so Awakening of a New Icon, Esophagus, pick it up.